All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode here on the Fit Father Project podcast. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi. I'm the founder and CEO here at the Fit Father Project, the host of this podcast. And today I'm joined by one of our amazing members, Mr. Ralph Mendez. Ralph, welcome to the show. To kick this episode off, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, your name, your age, where you're from, and a little bit about your family, and then we'll get into your Fit Father story.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. A, for having me on the show here. My name is Ralph Mendez. I'm 39 years old, married to an amazing woman. We have 10 children. They range from our oldest is 20 and our youngest is 10 months old. So we get to go through every aspect of life all together. We go through a grown child, we go through teenage years, preteen, toddlers. We get to experience it all at the same time. So keeps us pretty exciting, pretty on our toes all the time. And I'm from Shallowater, Texas, and yeah, that's me.
Let me cut in here for a sec, Ralph. You have 10 kids.
Yes, sir.
And a busy life. That's 10 mouths to feed. I imagine you've been working your butt off for many years to put food on the table. Talk to me about what your life was like leading up to you finding the Fit Father Project, and how you found us. I want to know what was going on with your health throughout your 20s and 30s, and how'd you get to the point where you were like, I need to make some changes?
Well, just like you said, with the 10 kids, I mean, that's a full-time job. And I'm also a plumber, run a plumbing business, and we do full-time ministry. So every aspect of my life is full all the time. And I just reached a point where I felt like I'm surviving life. And there was this turmoil, this battle I was always having internally. Like, since I was tired, okay, maybe I'm giving myself too much at work. Okay, maybe I'm giving too much to the ministry. Maybe I'm giving too much to family. I mean, I felt like I was torn in all these areas, but it was because I was so unhealthy. I had a quarter of the energy I do now. And so that led to me always just surviving life. And I just remember thinking, you know, the Fit Father program was an answer to prayer, because I said, there has to be more to life than this. I said, there's no peace. There's no balance. And so once I was watching YouTube, and I was actually looking at barbecue videos. And so your testimony popped up about your dad and how he started working himself to death, really. And the health, everything went out the window. And I said, man, this is me. This is where I'm headed. My father passed away in 2018. He was 56 years old, and he got cancer and passed away. And so that was I guess for me, that was a big eye opener in saying, you know, something has to change. But then I was thinking like I was still 20 years old. I'm going to go back to the gym, and I'm going to start lifting, and I'm going to get on the treadmill and run and just do this old weight routine I used to do. And it just wasn't going to work like that. And I said, there's no way I don't have 3 or 4 hours to spend in the gym every day. The commute to the gym, then working out, then the commute afterwards, it was too much, and I didn't have that much time. So when I heard this, all you need is 3 hours a week, and here's your plan. I'm going to tell you what to eat. And I said, okay, I could do 3 hours, set of dumbbells and 6 feet of floor space. I got that. I really didn't have the 6 feet, but I made it happen. You know, I started working out by the kitchen table. You know, I just cleared some stuff out of the way, and I just started there. I just eased into it. I said, well, I've started so many plans, diets, everything so much in the past. I'm going to get the 7-day program. And so the meal plan came with that. And I love how it just said, just get started. Don't even wait. Just start with what you have. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to get into it. And then I started right away and immediately started seeing results. After those 7 days, I was feeling great. And that's because I hadn't even done an Apex 10 yet. I was just on the meal plan. And so with the health and just eating that way, I said, man, okay, I'm going to order the the 30-day program. And so when I was on the 30-day program, 2 weeks into it, I said, this is it. This is the program that I've been looking for. This is a lifestyle change. It's not going to be 30 days and then that's it. So then I became a Fit Father for Life and ordered the whole program. And what I loved so much about it is I told my wife, I said, I'm not asking you to change. I'm not asking anything from the kids. I said, this is something that I feel in my heart. The Lord has put in my heart. This is what I have to do because I have to be around. I got 12 people counting on me to be there for them. And losing my dad as a grown man, I mean, those, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot. And it takes a while to recover. So I can't imagine losing your father at a young age. I mean, that must have been devastating. And so I told my wife, I said, I know that you've seen me go through things before, but this is it. And so I started and I fought for it. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work out at this time. I'm going to eat and I'm just going to fight for this because I needed it. And I began to work out and work out. And when I entered into phase 2, my wife was like, okay, I see this is for real. I see that look in your eye. You're not going to quit. And so she says, I'm going to sign up. So I was like, you should sign up for the Fit Mother. You should sign up. And so she finally did. And once it became a journey that we were both on, it strengthened our marriage because now we were supporting each other in another aspect of our life. And the peace, the unity in our family has been amazing because that's what I was looking for. And so now I'm ready to get up in the morning and work out. I can give all myself to my workout. I can give all myself at work. And then when the retreat starts on the weekends and we have, a room packed full of people ready to answer the call, then I can give my whole self to the Lord and I can leave everything on the line and still have time for my family. So I have that balance that I was looking for, and it was the nutrition. The nutrition, just like you said 1,000 times, it's all about nutrition. I love what you say. You can't outwork out a bad diet because that's absolute truth. And so the nutrition, there's some days I miss my workout, and it's like okay, but the nutrition was on. I'm a plumber, so I'm out working all the time. My job is physical, so I bought me a watch and I started counting all my steps, and so I'm doing 17,000 steps a day, 7 miles almost every day. And I was like, wow, okay, this is good too. And so sometimes I'm on the excavator. So what I did is on Spotify, I just typed in Dr. Anthony Balduzzi and I listened to every podcast that you were on. And I was just like, and it was the same thing. So it became ingrained in here. Shake for morning, salad for lunch with a protein, and then the perfect plate at dinner. And it was just the same thing, same thing. And what got me is on one of the podcasts, he said, do you want that mental clarity during the day? Do you want to just be absolutely focused in everything that you're doing? I said, yeah, that's what I need. And so I found that out with the shake in the morning and then the salad and protein at lunch. I mean, I'm on it. I'm engaged with everything that I'm doing. And before I was like, oh, I'm forgetting this or I'm forgetting that. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't call you back here. And I was just everywhere. And now just laser focused on everything that I'm doing. And so that was it. And I always thought, how come Dr. Anthony Balduzzi does not have his own podcast? This is amazing. And so once the podcast started out, I was so excited for it. And I can't wait for every episode to come out. But yeah, that's been a big part of my journey is listening and just ingraining those basic foundation principles and applying them. And I believe now that I would literally have to try to reverse everything that's been done, to go back to eating the way I used to. I mean, it would take work and I'd be like, I'm going to have to do this because my body right away is like, I have a free meal and it was just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me again? Like haven't we already been through this? And so that's been an amazing thing, is learning to listen to my body, and
Yeah.
just coming into just figuring out how sugar blinded I was. Just everything sweet. So when you eat an apple or a grape, it didn't taste the same. Now it's just like you bite into that apple and it's just like, oh man, it is perfect. And so that's been the journey. Like I said, I just really, the podcast, I just had you in my ear the whole time, just listening to your message on every aspect, and that's been the driving point.
Man, I think my neck's sore from just nodding and somewhat tearing up as you're saying all this stuff. Ralph, you are on fire, my man. I can just tell, like, the energy, everything that you've gone through is absolutely incredible. And I want to point out a couple things that I think are just so key. One, this time you start to focus on foundational principles. You understand you can't out exercise a bad diet, that you needed to have workouts that you could do at home that were simple, that you could do in a little bit of floor space, and that you were doing this for something bigger than just yourself. Now this was for your kids and your future, and it wasn't just like a fly by night kind of plan. And then the second thing I think you did that was genius is, even before we had this podcast, you went full immersion mode. You just listened to all this stuff and soaked it in, because you undid years of bad programming and not understanding the right principles. You figured it out. And now the coolest thing I think you've said so far, to me at least, is that you'd have to try to get off this plan now. You've changed things so much. It's incredible to me that you've gotten to this point. So along your journey, how much weight did you lose? How did your body change? How did your fitness change as you're going through? What were the actual number changes that you experienced?
Okay, so when I started the program, I was at 225, and I was just hoping. I was like, I'm gonna try and get to 200, and within that first 30 days, I think I was down probably to about 205, maybe 200 in that first 30 days. I mean,
Nice.
right away, I was just shredding it. It just was falling off. And the amazing thing was, people started commenting, "Wow, you're getting so skinny. What are you doing? What are you doing?" And so, of course, I just been telling them it's the Fit Father Project, and so now it's the Fit Family, because we're, me and my
Yeah.
wife, and even my children, I have my daughters are 13 and 14, and they're doing the Apex 10 and working
Yeah.
out. So it's awesome to hear my little guy just say, "I want to be ripped. I want to be jacked like my dad," and so that's been inspiring. But yeah, so in the first 30 days, I was down to about 200, and the lowest I was able to reach is 188. And so right now I'm about, well, I kind of just fluctuate from 190 to 192, good healthy weight, packing on the muscle and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, as far as fitness goes, I feel like I'm healthier now than I was in high school playing football or running track. I played a basketball game with my 19-year-old son last weekend, and I had played me and my wife, well, the whole family, we ran two full court games of basketball. And then after that, my son was like, "Come on, Dad, let's do this," or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, I'm telling you." I said, "Do you want me to take it easy on you? Or do you want me to give it all?" He's like, "Give it your all." And so when we were done playing, he was like, "Wow, Dad, the other guys I play at the park, I just wait till I tire them out. But you just kept coming at me." And so, you forget, I'm in shape now. And so,
You are in shape, big
yeah,
time. And you're 39. You're about to be 40. People are
yeah,
going the other way. You're going up, man. This is awesome.
yeah. I
Really
feel like
awesome.
I'm in the prime of my life right now. Everything,
You are.
spiritually in our marriage, it's just a great time in my life right now, where I can honestly say this this is what true joy feels like. I believe this is what, when the Lord said to live an abundant life, this is it. You got to have it all
Yeah.
together. You got to have these foundational principles, because if you don't, you're going to always be lacking, and you may have an abundance in one area or the other, but you can never really fully enjoy it.
That's powerful. I think that really stuck to me what you were saying earlier. You know, as a man of God, as a woman of God, your wife, and you guys having ministry is a big part of your life. How when you introduce this health aspect, it's like the glue that brought everything together. And you mentioned a couple things: peace. You mentioned peace. You mentioned joy. And I think those are two emotions that kind of become your default state when your body's functioning well, when you have love in your life, when you have meaningful work, and your family is also thriving as well. Like when those elements all come together, and it seems like health is so foundational to that, in my opinion and experience, right? So, I mean, I'd love to hear, about how the nutrition aspect is worked with your family, with your daughters, with all the other things there. I'd love to hear about that.
Our grocery list was like brownies, cupcakes, chips, tons of chips. I love Doritos. And so we always had the big old family size packs and all this. So after we were on this journey for a while and my wife and I started realizing how much nutrition was affecting our lives. I have my 14-year-old daughter. She suffered with severe asthma. And since she was about 4 or 5 years old, we've spent probably 4 or 5 trips to the hospital a year because her asthma flare-ups are just so bad. So of course she got tested for the allergies outside, pet dander and all that. But the light bulb finally went off, like, maybe it's what we're eating. It's all the processed foods, all the everything that comes in bags and packages. And so we had her tested for food allergies, and it turned out she was severely allergic to about 99% of what we were eating. And so since we've been eating this way, we haven't had one episode, one issue, one hospital stay this entire year. And it's been amazing. And she's the one that's really been a big supporter of me and my wife. And I remember when she came up to me, I was probably in about phase 2, and she hugged me and she says, "Wow, Dad, I can wrap my arms all the way around you." And I was like, "Wow, you can." Okay. So that was awesome. But it's just amazing how much we don't realize the nutrition affects every aspect of our lives. And I remember when I started this, I said, there's something to it. And in the book of Daniel, he talks about the Daniel fast, where they just ate fruits and vegetables, and everybody else ate from the king's table. But in the end of the chapter 1, he talks about that they were 10 times more insightful. They answered better. They were clearer. They got interpretations 10 times more than every other person their age. And so I was like, that's what I was missing. It was the nutrition. Was like the way we're eating is keeping you in a fog, and you go through life just foggy. Like I used to hate to get out of bed. I was like, oh, just probably give me like 5 more hours, please. I just need more sleep. But it was just my body was working overtime because it was digesting all the garbage I was putting in it. And I understand that. And before I didn't. I just thought I was tired all the time, but that was not the truth. Now I wake up, I'm like ready on the day. Yeah.
I see that. I have just this visual of you, and I can tell. I mean, for those that are just listening audio, not video, like this man is bursting with life. You're electric. Through both the vital energy in the body, but also just your spirit. The passion and zest that this has helped you cultivate for life is really inspiring, Ralph, truly. And I want to know too, on this plan, one of the big principles that we preach in the meal plan is that this is not a restrictive plan. You can have lots of different stuff. So you're really good on your shakes, your protein plus your greens in the afternoon, and a perfect plate for dinner. So I want to know, there might be some guys listening that it's like, this guy's a robot. He turned into a guy who used to eat Doritos. He's no longer one of us. He doesn't have a sweet tooth anymore. How is this enjoyable for you and your family? How do you feel like this is sustainable for you guys? Talk to us about, is this a super rigid, hard plan for you to stick to, or is it easy to follow?
It's so simple. And I believe when they see, most people think of a diet, it's like, no way, I can't do that because it's too hard. But this is amazing because it's a meal plan. That's what I emphasize to everybody. It's not a diet, because they're like, oh, what diet are you on? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? I said, no, I'm not on no diet. I'm on a meal plan. And I love it because Sunday night, we can still go out and have ice cream. I take the family out and we go and enjoy some ice cream. And then Monday we're back on it. It just, you have that free time, that free meal that you allow yourself to have. So it's human nature to say, well, if you can't have this, then that makes you want it more. So you start cutting out carbs, you start cutting out everything else. And it's like, but that's what I really want now because I can't have it. And that's everyone's human nature, no matter who you are. And so that's why I believe people can lose a ton of energy in 30 days, but then once they get off of that diet, it just comes roaring back and even worse. Because
Yeah.
that's what I've loved. It just I never thought I would be the man to look forward to a salad at lunchtime. You know, and I always joke, I said, man, Popeye had it right. The old cartoon where Popeye popped them cans of spinach and then grow muscles. I was like, that's what he did. Shake it, spinach, 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 spinach. And you just learn to love it. I mean, I've gotten such a taste for salad, and everybody that's known me in the past, they'll watch me, we'll be in a retreat or whatever eating, and they're like watching me with this big old plate of salad and just enjoying it like, oh, this is so good. And they're like, well, where's the guy that was eating, 6 tortillas, beans and rice and all of that? I said, well, I can still enjoy that stuff, but just not, I don't eat it all the time. It's just you eat really good and then you look forward to that free meal. That's what I love about it is you can look forward to it and do a good workout right before and you're prepared and you can go and eat that guilt free. And then the next day starts and you're back on it. It's just a
Yeah.
process. It's a foundational process and your body will let you know. It will let you know you are messing me up right now. Let's stop
Yeah.
this, So, and that's
You
the
nailed
Lord
it.
created our bodies amazing. They can heal themselves. And so, part of it that I wanted to share was after my dad passed away, I was having my back would go out, and I was like 36 years old, and my back would go out, and I couldn't walk. I'd have to go to the chiropractor, and he would have to put me back together. And he would always tell me, Ralph, you cannot come to me in an emergency state. You have to maintain. This is something that you need to maintain. And I was blowing off my health, so I was like, whatever, I got to work. I got all these things I got to do. I don't got time to cut out an hour to go and see the chiropractor. And I just would always make an excuse why my health wasn't important. And so it started with that. I went to go see a chiropractor, and because the last time my back went out, I thought I was done. I said, this is it. I'm going to live with pain the rest of my life. I'm probably not going to be able to walk correctly. And so I went and he told me, he's like, this is what you have to do. And this is a rigid program that we're on. I was in the chiropractor 4 days out of the week with adjustment, because that's how bad a shape everything was. I was totally out of alignment. And so it started with that. I said, okay, I'm going to I'm just going to listen. Whatever I think is happening, I'm just going to listen to what he tells me and I'm going to follow it no matter what. And so that's where it began is I started getting this chiropractic care. And so I was like, okay, well, now my health needs to be better. I'm doing this now. And then that's when I came across that video and then that began my journey. But I thought I was going to live in pain. And I always would say, oh, my bad back, my bad back. And so I was always professing those negative words over myself. And so once I started this, I was like, I can get strong. And now I'm pumped to be able to deadlift, with a 50-pound dumbbell in each hand, no problem. And it's
Yeah.
squats, whatever. It's just pushing my body to its max that I never thought possible because I always thought my back is weak and it'll never get strong. And like I said, I feel stronger than I was in high school right now, and it's so exciting.
Stronger at 39.
Yeah.
Stronger at 39 than when you played football in high school, huh? I mean, that's incredible.
And so the big thing is the health. It's the meal plan. It's following that, just feeding yourself the right fuel. When we put the right fuel into our bodies are amazing. They'll do the work. They just need the right stuff to run on. And
Hmm.
so it just now it's so hard because I look at everyone now and I'm just like, let me just have 10 minutes with you. This meal plan is so easy. You don't have to live because I see people just drudging through life. They got two monster energies in their hand and they're going to work because I'm in construction as a plumber, so I see
Yeah.
all these construction workers all the time, and these guys have probably the worst health out there, and they work the hardest. Um, and
Hmm.
that's it. Energy drink after energy drink. Some of them need beers to get through the day just to survive life. And so that's what the Fit Father program has done for my family. Has given us a new joy in life to to really have that abundant life and enjoy each other. We took a uh, we took a vacation a couple weeks ago to we were in Fort Worth, but we went to Six Flags, we went to a Rangers game, and we went all these places, and we were piling up. And I'll tell the kids at the end of the day, you know how much we walked today? We did 8 miles today, at Six Flags or whatever. And they're like,
Hmm.
wow, but every day was packed. Boom, boom, boom. It was 5 days of wake up at 8 in the morning, and we didn't get home till midnight. We were just busy, busy, busy. But we were ready to do it the next morning because we were staying on track. And
Hmm.
so we had this new health. And so it just was so joyful for the children because
Yeah.
usually I would have been so cranky and tired, like, no, I don't feel like doing that today. Daddy needs to rest. We'll do it another
Hmm.
day. And then the other day would never come. And so I was letting them down. I wasn't keeping my word to them. And so now they're just like, uh, my wife was like, okay, if you get all your chores done by lunchtime, then we'll go and we'll play basketball. And so they busted it, they got all their stuff done. And so we went and had a family game of basketball. We went to the court and ran a full court game. Everybody running up
Nice.
and down the court. And so it's a lot of fun now because I can
Man.
get home from work and then I have time to be a dad. And I remember in my first 30 days, I was probably about 2 weeks into the program. And when I used to get home, that was it: shower, eat, and then sit on the couch, watch TV, and just lay around. And I remembered I was watching TV with my wife and we were talking, and my 4-year-old and my 3-year-old come into the room and they're like, "Dad, I'm hungry. Can we have a snack?" That was about 8 o'clock. And so I got up and I said, "Yeah, I'll go make you a snack." And so I got up with my two little guys and we went to the kitchen and I fixed them a snack. And they were so happy eating their snack. And they were like, "Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much." And I was sitting there at the table with them and I said, "I feel like a dad again. I got my fatherhood back." Just watching my little guys enjoy this snack, because before I would have just pawned it off and be like, "Okay, you're hungry?" And I would ask my wife, "Go make them a snack. They're hungry." Because it was like, "Don't bother, Dad, because I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Just leave me alone." But in that moment when I was watching them enjoy their little snack and just sitting at the table with them, not exhausted, I said, "Wow, I feel like a dad again." Because like I said in the beginning, it was just a constant turmoil of, man, I'm really slacking at being a dad. And then when the retreats would start on the weekend, I'd be like, "Oh, won't this retreat be over fast enough so I can just go and sleep and rest?" And now I just can give 100% of myself any amount of time.
Powerful. Powerful. I mean, you can be the man of service that you're looking to emulate with your family and with your community. It's a beautiful thing, Ralph. I have one question I want to ask before I turn it over to you for closing remarks. And that, what's the experience been like for you supporting your wife through her Fit Mother journey? Because you guys are having your independent journeys. You started first, you got her to join, and she's obviously so active and encouraging with your kids, getting everyone to play basketball, probably making a lot of the food and stuff. What's it been like supporting her, and what's it been like seeing the changes she made?
Oh, it's been amazing. My wife she's lost 30 pounds and
Nice.
more than that, she's lost inches. And I told her, for a mother of 10, she delivered each and every one of them. There was no twins, so it was each a
Wow.
pregnancy. And so she reached a point where she was really tired. Her stomach was hurting all the time. She was having headaches, and she was in really bad health, as we both were. And so when I started this journey, and then she began the Fit Mother, it was really awesome to be in there helping her, especially to get the form down in the swings and all of that, because you're right, she had to cook all the food. And so when I was eating healthy, she had to cook it. And so she started eating better too. And so as she started eating better with us, uh, then that began to creep up in her, and she got excited about it. And then the kids too. Every time she would make something, it was like all of them are watching me. Okay, this is something healthy that mom just made. Let's see what dad's gonna. And so if I would taste it and be like, "Oh wow, this is delicious," then they're like, "Oh, okay." And so everyone would start, "Oh wow, thank you, oh great." And I tell my wife, I said, "I think you found your true calling in cooking healthy whole foods and all this." Man, she's made some amazing meals, and I said, "This is, you're cooking better now than you ever have." And so it's just, the meals are so enjoyable. I just love it. And just watching her and her journey is awesome because we get to do it together. And so some mornings
Mhm.
I'm kind of dragging a little bit, and she'll be like, "No, come on, we're going to go do a hit workout. Today's our hit." So she has it planned out. She has it wrote out every day, what workout she's doing. And so we're in there together, and then the kids see us. I think that's the most important thing, is the children are watching us in this journey. I believe a lot of people will use, I've heard it, they use kids as an example. Well, I got one, or I got two, and they use them as an excuse not to do something. And I said, well, we're pro life, and we got to show people that just because you have a large family doesn't mean you're going to be miserable. This is the true
Mhm.
joy in life, because each one of our children provides that love that we need. They're all different. They're all different. They all love us
Mhm.
different. And so, uh, so for them to watch us do it together, then it inspires them. And so we'll see, my 2-year-old, he has a little 2 pound dumbbell, and he's in there doing some goblet squats,
Yeah,
and just
that's
seeing
cool.
all the things that we're doing. And so, and I think being part of the Facebook community, uh, for her, because she was with another program before, but it just wasn't, that community wasn't there. The inspiration and that drive that she got from all the other sisters there in that community. Once she joined, she was like, "Wow, this is amazing. Everybody's so positive, and they're just, any question you ask, they have it there." And so for us, that's been a big thing, is just having that community of the Fit Mother and Fit Father, and just the inspiration of all the other posts, watching guys drop weight, watching women drop weight, and she'll show me these pictures of the different women, and she's like, "Wow, look at this one, look at, she's doing this." And so it's brought our marriage closer. I believe not also are we healthier, but our marriage is stronger, because now this is something that we've added to our journey together. And so it's like, okay, we got the protein. Did you take your vitamins this morning? Oh no, I forgot. Or how's your workout going today? And so we're planning. Not only are we talking about what's going on with the family, but how our workouts are going to go for the week, and how we're going to try and fit them in with our schedule. And with a large family, we got to work out in the morning. The the
Yeah.
the reality of getting a workout late in the evening, so much could happen, uh, that it's not real. So we push each other to get up in the morning and work out, and we start our day together, working out, sharing our protein. We're toasting there. It's another good day, and drinking our proteins together, and just loving the journey. And she's my favorite person to do everything with. So we have a really tight relationship. So now, when she decided to join the Fit Mother, it was so exciting, because here's this person that's my favorite person to do anything with, And now we're on this journey together now. So it was just like more exciting, more power to do the workouts and just be healthy together.
Man, that is beautiful is all I can say. Really beautiful what you've created, the life you've created, and how this has brought your family together. You guys are the definition of fit fathers and fit mothers in my book. So proud of you guys, both of you. So, Ralph, to wrap this up, any closing words you'd like to share? Oftentimes I ask the question if you could give some advice to your former self, maybe when you were, on the couch exhausted at night, don't bother daddy, that guy, or maybe a new guy who's starting out who can relate to your story, some advice or even some words to your fellow brothers in the program. I'd love to give you the final stage to share some thoughts, but you've shared so much already. It's been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. I think for me, the main thing that I would suggest, especially the new members or anybody even thinking about taking this journey in health, is just put aside everything that you think you should be doing and follow the program. Listen to the one that has results, and just no matter what you think, just follow the program. Because I remember starting Apex 10, I didn't have dumbbells. I started with 2 water bottles. And I was like, no, I got to learn how to get these rolls down. And so I started with 2 water bottles just to see if I could make it through Apex 10. And of course, you hear it all the time. Oh, Apex 10, man, that's going to be so easy. I used to bench 300 pounds or whatever. But man, once you get through there, it wears you out. And so trust the program. What I've learned through every phase 2, phase 3, and now I'm in phase 4, is it takes your mind to another level because you have to push harder. It's like, uh-oh, here's double trouble now. Okay, can I make it through that? And so you got to dig deeper in your nutrition. You got to dig deeper in your workout. And you got to dig deeper in your old self and say, I can do this. And then here comes phase 3 with these workouts. And I'm thinking, where does Dr. A get these workouts from? It's like, but when you start with the goal and then you finish it, it's like, wow, that was amazing. I didn't realize I could do that. And so I've learned more about myself, just pushing what I thought, getting out of that mindset of, okay, I can only go this far and that's it. This is as far as I want to go and that's it. And when you accept each challenge, you'll push your body further than you realize. And by the time you come out of that back end of it, you're like, wow, I didn't think I could do that. And so it gives you more confidence as you go through the program on each one of these steps. And I think the brothers in the program that have been in their years, because they're the ones that would say, well, just go into the next phase. When I was thinking, okay, I've been through the first phase. I'm ready to start old school muscle. I want to get huge. And but each phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 brings a different aspect of life that you have to address. And you have to address a lot of things in your life that are holding you back. And it's really awesome to see, wow, this was holding me back here. And to get some of those, I like to call them bitter roots, and get them and yank them out. That way you can really have an abundant life. So yeah, brothers, listen, follow the program, put all your thinking aside and just listen. Just be obedient and listen. Just follow the steps. And the rest will be history.
Ralph, you're the man. I think I've been smiling for like 45 minutes nonstop. So thanks for bringing a light to my day with this conversation. And I'll end with this. God bless you and your family. Congratulations on the journey you've done. I wish you many years of more health, happiness, and success, which I know you're creating. And I also know, based on my faith, that God's on your side. He's working through you, man. So keep on being a light for your community. I appreciate you a ton, and thanks for coming on the show.
Amen. Thank you, Doctor. And we're going to be praying for the Fit Father team, and we keep you guys in our prayers, and we're going to keep promoting this. And thank you for everything that you do, and may your father rest in peace, because his death is providing much fruit.